What's up, everybody? Hey, we back. Another show, man. It's Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? Jamming with J Money once again. It's just me and Junior today, man, but we got a full card ready to get to some money, man. I'm sure most of you guys already heard me, you know what I'm saying, on the on Jimmy's show earlier on Betting with the Bag, but hey, we still finna go through it, and you know what I'm saying, you guys are gonna hear me again, you know what I'm saying, get to some cheddar. We're gonna see what my guy Junior like as well, man. How you doing, Junior? You cool?
Yeah, I'm good. I only had one play yesterday. So hit that Lakers -6.5 in the first half. Got a bunch of plays today, so let's get to it.
Yeah, got a it's a full card, man. Full card today, man. It was just a it was just four plays yesterday, you know what I'm saying? It was just four games yesterday. And so the Blazers winning over there, you know what I'm saying? I still cashed that first quarter, Junior, even though Lillard was ruled out, you know what I'm saying? We still can't say Blazers fourth quarter. It was something that I was on. I had already took it before he was ruled out. I can't say I wouldn't have took it if he was, you know what I'm saying, if I would have known that he was out. But I still end up cashing. I wasn't going. I don't really like hedging my bets, man. If I liked it, then hey, I'm just gonna ride it out. You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. So end up cashing that first quarter. The Blazers first half cashed as well. You look at it. They stayed in their game in the first half, and then obviously in the second half, the Pelicans did what they were supposed to do, run the Blazers out of the gym. It was a back-to-back spot. You starting Carmelo out there. I mean, that's not really good. You start off the first couple plays trying to get him a bucket. It seemed like that's what they were focusing on. That's not really good. You know, you got to go with, you know what I'm saying, you got to get a bucket in there some way. In any way, really, you can't just go to him just because he's out there. That was a little bit of a desperate move there, but he didn't look terribly bad out there. Only scored 10 points, but hey, that's probably 10 more than people thought that he was going to score. The Warriors had a damn good defensive game yesterday, man. We told you guys, y'all watched the show. We told y'all about those Grizzlies yesterday, and I wasn't betting the Grizzlies yesterday. That was the first time as being a favorite, and I bet you that's the last time y'all in recent history that y'all have bet the Grizzlies a favorite. They were 6 point favorites there. Um, and lost the game outright. The Warriors are all over them. The Warriors are playing some damn good defense. Not a good offensive team at all, but they were making shots last night. Were up by 20 early in that game and ended up, you know what I'm saying, getting the job done. And if you had the Kings last night, it was a little bit of a sweat. And that was pretty crazy. I took the loss on the under in that spot, man. 74 points in the fourth quarter for me to get screwed off on that under. It was actually going at a you know what I'm saying, steady pace the whole game, and then end up losing it under there. But if you had the Kings, it was a sweat there. You know what I'm saying? -3 or -2. It was a sweat there. The way that the Suns just kept fouling there late in that game. And OKC was keeping up with the Lakers out there. We know the Lakers, man, look like some crazy shit out there. Like the Lakers just kind of just letting the OKC stick around that game. We knew Schroeder went off, but other than that, nobody really went off for OKC. It just seemed like the Lakers' defensive intensity wasn't there last night. I know a lot of people had the under and only a 39.4 quarter, but the Lakers' defense intensity was not there last night. Did you watch that game, Junior?
I didn't. I only saw the highlights. I got to go back and watch the fourth quarter of that game, but no, I didn't get a chance to check it out. It's surprising that the defensive intensity wasn't there because that's how they've been winning so far this season. But I'm just glad they came with it in the first half. And I mean, I can't even say that the defensive intensity was there. Their offense was just hot in the first half, right? They put up 63 first half points. So, you know, hopefully today this streak continues and let's go. We got a lot of games today. It's a full card, which I love because then you don't have to make bad decisions. That's why I only picked one game yesterday because I really didn't like most of what I saw yesterday. So I got a bunch more plays today. I know you got a bunch of stuff you want to get into, so let's try to hopefully continue to get this money, my guy.
Right, yeah, that was a damn good call by you as well in that first half. That was the play in that game. I mean, they got hot right there before the half, and you would think, in theory, OKC and sick with it being a second half of a back-to-back, the OKC would run out of gas there, and they kept it going. Schroeder came right out. And my bad. I'm looking at these just like y'all. This is why you gotta watch the show, man. I got shit coming up on my phone. So Nate, let's see. Napier is doubtful. Okg still remain questionable. I hope Wiggins don't play, man. We finna get into some shit, but I gotta give you credit. That was a damn good call there, just going first half and not the full game. You know what I'm saying? It's not even there was too many points. They should have covered their spread, but they just was playing around with OKC. These teams just care about winning, man. They don't care about covering no damn spread, or who knows? They might have known it and told their family members go and put the cheddar on OKC. You never know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but Junior was damn good call in the first half there, man. Let's get into today's card, man. Let's get into today's card. It's a few things that I want to talk about. No, Junior, he doesn't necessarily have a play on this game. I gotta take a drink real quick, man. I got parched there, man. I take a drink every once in a while. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't liquor or nothing, but hey, the Spurs, man, they backs against the wall tonight, man. They done lost 6 straight games. They're 7-1 straight up the last 8 meetings versus the Wizards. They're 20-6 ATS versus the Wizards. Last 5 games, offensive efficiency 29th. They're second to the last in the league for the Wizards. Defensive efficiency, not much better. 3rd worst in the league. Absolutely terrible at the house. They're allowing 125 points and scoring 120. Scoring 120, man. I can't make this shit up. The Wizards, are they playing all-star games every game or what, man? They are 7-3-1 ATS. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of a bright spot for the Wizards, but the Spurs only 3-11 ATS. Spurs they've been playing real funky lately, but if it's any spot for them to get robbed, I mean, they play the 76ers over there next. They're probably not gonna win that game. It's really a must-win spot for the Spurs, even though they're on the road. You see them favored for a reason here. They're only 1-5 on the road. Wizards only 1-3 at the house. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's Spurs or nothing here for me, man. That's the only way that I could look at this game. Spurs are -2. They are the better defensive team. You look at the last few games. They played Dallas well. They played if you could play that well versus the Magic, who play really good defense in their house. Why couldn't you beat the Wizards, who don't play any defense whatsoever, and their offense hasn't been playing well whatsoever either? So I look at a game versus for the Spurs, the way they went and played versus the Magic. If they could play that way tonight, I mean, the Magic defense is top of the league. Wizards bottom. I mean, why can't they go and impose their will over there versus the Wizards? We know they're going to out-rebound. They're going to kill the Wizards on the boards. I gotta take the Spurs here in this spot. It was not a big play for me, but I did take the Spurs small -2, man. I know you don't like this game, but just any thoughts on it, Junior, on how I broke it down?
I agree with you on one thing, and this is actually, I'm not sure if you just said this or not, but this is just what I believe. I just think that the Wizards, and has nothing to do with their defense, but more so their offense. I just don't think it's sustainable what they're doing. I don't think they can continue to put up like these ridiculous numbers. Like they're right now they're second in the league in offensive efficiency. Like, is that really going to last? They're averaging 118 points a game. I just don't think that, because again, Bradley Beal averaging 30 points a game. He's a great player. That's not shocking. It's surprising that he's all the way up to 30. But if you just look at the rest of the roster, he doesn't even really have a choice, right? Thomas Bryant is their second leading scorer. Hachimura is their third leading scorer. I think Isaiah Thomas might have passed him recently. I think Isaiah Thomas has really added something to this team. But again, this is just my personal opinion. I just don't have a play on this game because, one, I think the Spurs are a complete stay-away team. I know you're over there in Texas, so you probably have more information on them than I do. And as far as the Wizards are concerned, they don't play any defense whatsoever, and I just don't think that all of the production they're getting from these different pieces, I just don't think that that's sustainable.
Yeah, you're right. And yeah, like you say, the Wizards offense is better than the Spurs, but I think this is a game where defense comes into it. I mean, we know that the Spurs been playing absolutely terrible. The Wizards are supposed to be this bad, and even though they have a better ATS record than a straight-up record, they've been scrappy in games. But like I say, this is a game where they really have to win it straight up. This isn't a game where they're catching a whole lot of points, and this is a revenge game as well for the Wizards here. But the Spurs already beat them at the house, so they were favored by 10, 11 points in this spot. They only won that game by 2, but I still think that this is a spot where not every single time, I'm gonna be on the opposite side of the revenge game. It's not every single time time in this particular spot, look at it like the Spurs been losing. They face another team who they know they could beat. You can't lose this game if you're the Spurs, in my opinion. You just can't. I mean, with their I know Coach Popovich over there might be on a decline. You still got Tim Duncan over there. What I'm saying, you got other good coaches over there. You still have a good team. It's not good that you have players like LaMarcus Aldridge out there. He's not gonna be able to run and gun really with the Wizards. But other than that, I mean, I feel like that they're going to put enough defense on Bill. If they contain him enough, the rest of the role players, I don't think they have what it takes to get it done versus the Spurs team. I mean, even guys like Rudy Gay and Bill, coming out the bench, the Spurs can't afford to lose this type of game. You just can't, because if you lose this one, then you're looking at losing 8 straight because you play the 76ers next, and I can't see them winning that one like the way they're playing. It's a must-win spot, and I won't be afraid to back the Spurs here and with their backs against the wall in a must-win spot. They haven't been playing terribly lately. Had a chance to beat the Mavs. Mavs are a much better team than the Wizards, man. Give me the Spurs, -2. I want to talk about real quick this Knicks and 76ers spot, a spot where I think is another one where it's too many this is one where I think it's too many points, man. I'm not ready to lay these points with the 76ers. They hadn't looked good of late. The last 2 home games they had, they only beat the Hornets by 6 points. They only beat the Cavs by 1 point. And then now you got the scrappy Knicks coming in here getting almost 13 points. I don't think, I mean, RJ Barrett is going to play, give it a go. He's a little banged up, but 76 is going to have a full go. And they have owned the 76ers. They have owned the Knicks late, 8 straight. They won 8 straight meetings in 9 of 10. They averaging 98 points per game at the house, allowed 98 points. So, I mean, I see this as being a defensive game. I'm leaning towards the under here. And I didn't take the Knicks, but that's the only way I could look at it. Any thoughts on this game? I just think it's too many points, Junior.
Yeah, it's definitely too many points. I got a 3-team money line parlay. This is part of it. I'll just read out the parlay real quick because we'll touch on all of these games. I got Sixers -750, Bucks -570, Raptors -178. It pays +108. I couldn't take double-digit points with the Sixers the way they look. They've only won like 3 out of their last 5 games. They haven't been impressive in a long time, to be honest. And they've had their full lineup back for the last couple of games now. They still don't really look that good to me. On the other hand, do I see the Knicks going into Philadelphia and winning at all? No. So I got Sixers money line. It's a heavy price, but again, because it's a 3-team money line parlay, I got it plus money in the end. I just feel like this is a lock in terms of them winning outright, but plus 12.5 right now. I can't get involved with that type of spread. That doesn't even make sense. Like that just shows you that it has to be a bunch of squares betting up that line for the 76ers, right? Like what sharp money is on the Sixers double digits the way that they look right now, even against the Knicks. And I only say that because the Knicks, they're one of the teams that gets to the free throw line and they grab a lot of offensive rebounds. I know the 76ers are the best defensive rebounding team in the NBA, but the way that the Knicks play, they're just really scrappy. You're not going to tell me. First of all, they're going to fight hard until the end of that game. That in of itself could bust up that spread because the 76ers, once they have it in the bag, Ben Simmons has been banged up and Embiid's been banged up. They're not going to play these guys if they're up double digits going late in the fourth quarter, and they'll just fuck up your spread right there in itself. So I'm on Sixers money line here in the spot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the only way I could look at this game is Knicks, man. You see the total coming down, open at 213.5, and it's sitting at 211 now. It's under in Knicks for me, man. If I had a free bet on it, like I said, my money's not on the game. I don't really bet a whole lot of teasers, but this is a spot with another game where I'll talk about it. There's a team where I just think they're getting too many points. In this spot, they're on the road, so that is a little bit weird. I mean, obviously the 76ers are 4-0 at the house. The Knicks only 1-6 on the road, but I just think it's way too many points. If the Hornets can come in there and only lose by 6-8 points, why can't the Knicks, who are a lot more scrappy than the Hornets, play a lot better? I would say defense as well, but maybe not as good scoring. Like I say, 76. I'm leaning towards under that game. No offensive play. Maybe throw the Knicks though in the teaser though. I already think they're getting too many points. You add a few more of that in the teaser. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I would be looking at the game. Let's go ahead and get to this Nets and Hornets spot, man. No Kyrie Irving once again. We saw in the last game the Nets offense was absolutely terrible without Kyrie Irving. Obviously, they still got Dinwiddie, you know what I'm saying? He can run the point over there, but he's no Kyrie Irving, and that's one less spot. That's less scoring for the bench, So that's the main thing that I had to take the under in this spot. I did get it at 220.5. It's down to 219.5. I still like this under. It's not a super max bet for me or anything, but I did make a small play on the under. I like this spot. The Hornets gave up 132 points versus the Raptors, which isn't good. But you would think that in theory they come back, with their minds on the defensive end, saying, "Damn, we gave them 132. We gotta be better than that." Obviously, saying the points are gonna come, but you only had 5 fast break points in that game. You allowed 58 points in the paint, which was terrible, and then you allow 47 3-point percentage. I don't think that's going to happen again. The Nets aren't really a prolific 3-point shooting team. Like I say, the Raptors just got super hot from 3 in that game. The Hornets only average 102 points on the road. They're not really a good offensive team as it is. I think they'll focus on defense a little bit more here, be a little bit pissed off. Without Kyrie, the offense slows down. The Nets are off a 29-point home loss, and they are 4-0 ATS last 4 off of a loss. When you see what they did, they went and beat the Bulls over there without Kyrie. It's a bounce back spot in theory for both teams, but some telling me I'm not in a hurry to bet the Nets without Kyrie whatsoever. But I do think they can beat the Hornets without Kyrie. I'm not taking the Nets. I like the under as a better spot in this game. Both teams to play some defense, slow down the pace a little bit. I got the under at 220.5. Like I say, I ended up I still like it at 219.5. Any quick thoughts on this game, Junior? I know the Nets are your team, just so you got any type of inside info on this one?
No, I actually staying away from this, but I am kind of looking at that 219.5 because it's really not that bad. It hasn't moved much. I just don't see where the points are going to come from in this game. And, the Nets without Kyrie have no choice but to be scrappy. I know they usually play at a fast pace. Spencer Dinwiddie is he has to be one of the fastest players in the NBA with the ball in his hands, and he doesn't really slow down for anybody. But at the same time, he's not a dumb guy. He knows he can't just run up and down by himself. He's got to get Taurean Prince involved. He's got to get Allen involved. He's got to get all these guys involved. I mean, maybe not Allen so much on the offensive end, but I just think that for me, the only angle that I see in this game is the under, for the simple fact that the Hornets don't even really score that many points. Like, I keep saying, like, with different teams that what they're doing is not sustainable. I just don't think what the Hornets have been able to do so far this season is sustainable over an 82-game season, man. Like, they're making a lot of threes, and they're shooting a really high percentage. They're still top 10 in the NBA in not only 3-point percentage, but threes made. And they're another one of these teams, like I mentioned with the Knicks. One of the things that's helping the Hornets stick around in all these games is that they get a lot of offensive rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, offensive rebounds are extra possessions. When you get extra possessions, you don't have to shoot as high a percentage to be able to stick in a game or win a game. So I just think that in this spot with Allen and DeAndre Jordan, the offensive rebound opportunities are not really going to be there as much. Which is going to lead to them having to shoot really high percentage for them to score a lot of points. I just don't see a lot of points overall in this game, bro.
Right, and that's what, and you see the markets are they like the under as well. Like I say, opened at 221, it almost immediately went down to 220.5, and then, like I say, even today 219.5. So I think the sharp side in this game is the under, man. I'm seeing the board real. I looked at this game, so I'm watching the Warriors and the Grizzlies game last night, and I'm going over all these games I had to do the early show, and I was just seeing it. I'm seeing it good. I mean, I'm liking all the plays, and I go back and look at all the stats, and I mean everything is lining up, man. I think the under is the right side in this game, and I think that move down to 219 is just 219.5 just makes me feel even better. I want to see some guys in the chat. Nagel's Nets said he knows his team, and you know what I'm saying, he's a Nets fan, he follows them closely. He said Nets could let down, think I'm gonna watch as a fan and not bet this one, or may throw them in a larger swing for the fence parlay. Yeah, I could see that. So Nagel's Nets, do you like that under with us? You know what I'm saying? You like them a lot. Hey, do you like it with us? He said I lean toward my Nets, but they've been shaky and hard to trust. May put them at So what he said again. George Cruz say Denver is peak of day. What's up, Ronnie Christie? He say Clippers late to SmackDown on Boston last year. 2 completely different teams this year. Huge revenge spot for Brad Stevens. Yeah, the Celtics are kind of. I mean, the Clippers are kind of owned the Celtics here of late. We'll get into that game. I got you for sure. Seth Dominant 777. What's up, my guy? Plus 11 or plus 12. It says great value on that. Which one are you talking about, Seth? I'm pretty sure you're talking about. You got to be talking about the Hawks or the Knicks. Paulo Diantes Paolo Hey, I'm sorry, man. The Untitled says, let's get some money, Jay. I'm with you on that. Let's do it, bro. I told people on Twitter, man, let's make a couple of bands today. What's up, Luke DM, B Fox, Robert Cherry, that boy Cole? What's up, my guy? What's up, T.O. Martinez, Eddie Euler? All my guys are here, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all hit the like button, man, if y'all don't mind. Y'all hit the like button. It goes a long way. Appreciate y'all. And let us know what y'all liking in the chat as well, man. Let's get into this next game, a spot where, hey, I think it's too many points. And look, quick injury update. Chris Middleton been upgraded to questionable in this spot. I'm like, what the hell? He might play in this game. Me personally, I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna play tonight. He is upgraded to question. Been out for a while. I think he'll be rusty whatsoever, even if he does play. This is the first game of back-to-back for the Bucks, man. You look at it, they've been traveling all over the damn place. They had a little two-game road trip versus Boston, Orlando, then come back to the house versus Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Another four-game road trip. Minnesota, Clippers, Utah, OKC. Come back to the house. One game versus Chicago. Then back on the road again. Indiana, Chicago, now down to ATL. Third game, this is a third road game for him. You know what I'm saying? In 5 nights. Last game as well, this little road trip. Head back to the house tomorrow. First game of back-to-back. You telling me Middleton finna come out here and balls to the wall? I don't think he'll play tonight. If anything, I think Middleton will probably play tomorrow, and then they'll probably sit somebody, Giannis or something. I could see them doing that versus Portland. They feel like they could win that game even without Giannis. It's too many points. Yeah, I know the Hawks been getting their ass bust lately. They come back to the house after a 5-game road trip. There's too many points, man. Give me the Hawks here plus the 11. You crazy? The Bucks. I don't see it, Junior. Talk me out of this one, man. Why don't the Hawks cover this game and keep this one close? And Evan Turner coming back tonight.
You already know, Jay. It's part of my 3-team parlay. Sixers minus 750, Bucks minus 570, Raptors minus 178. I agree with you, man. I can't lay this many points on the road. I know Atlanta's looked terrible. I will say something that makes me worried for Atlanta, though. Atlanta averages a full 7 points less per game at home than they do on the road, and they don't look good on the road. So I'm not really sure how they beat Milwaukee unless they score more than their home average, which right now is a little bit under 103 points a game. That's not going to cut it against this Bucks team. And the other thing that makes me worried for Atlanta, again, I'm not laying the points with the Bucks for a reason, but without John Collins, I know that nobody can stop Giannis, but he's averaging 30. How many do you think he might get tonight with no John Collins? Who's guarding him on that team? Atlanta's got just way too many injuries. They're just a stay away team for me for now. So I got Bucks on the money line in this spot.
Exactly. Yeah, Robert Cherry says the way this season looking, I've been almost spot on this year doing the overs and unders. He say can't trust no team to win outright this year. So overs and unders seem the way to go. Jay, what you liking, Robert? Hey, you killing the overs and unders? Put me on something, my guy. I'm trying to get to some money too, just like you. It might be something we both on. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what y'all liking in the chat, man. Hey, if I like it. Hey, it may make me feel even more confident and put a little bit more on it. I tell you, I'll wait till we're gonna get to it. Wait till I get y'all the play of the day, man. We finna smash some shit today. We finna get some bands today. Watch. But yeah, in this spot, I just think it's too many points versus Atlanta at the house. You telling me? It's more of a bet against the Bucks in theory. I mean, because the Hawks they've been looking absolutely terrible. I'm not gonna tell you no stats about the Hawks because sometimes the stats won't say anything. But I feel like this is a spot play. The home dog getting 11 points, and I said, hell no, what the hell? Is Trae Young out or something? Nah, he ain't there. He in there. And we're going to need him to ball out tonight. I just think it's too many points. I've made this line the Bucks -7, and I'm -11 in this particular spot on the road. First game back-to-back, give me the Hawks +11. I have to take it, bro. I have to. George Cruz, you already know what's up, George. You probably watch Jimmy's show, George. Let's get into that game, man. That's the next intriguing game. This Magic versus the Raptors spot, man. I was on the Magic in that first game where they lost. They lost to the Raptors 104-95. They only lost about 9 points. Magic was playing. Junior, Magic was playing terrible then, bro. They was playing absolutely terrible. Only lost by 9 to the Raptors. Didn't they have Lowry and Ibaka in that game? Yeah, I think Lowry scored 26 points, had 6 assists and 5 rebounds in the game, and Ibaka damn near had a double-double with 9 points and 10 rebounds. You look at the Raptors past 5 games, they're 25th in offensive efficiency. You look at the Orlando Magic, these last 5 games, They are second in offensive efficiency. I couldn't fucking believe it. I went back and checked it like 3 times. All those games were at the house, but they're starting to click. They got some mojo going. This still playoff revenge. It's still a revenge game from this year. This is a spot that I had to take. If I lose it again, I just have to. Like I say, the first game, the Raptors were favored by 5. And the Magic were playing way worse, and Raptors still had their players. They were in this game. Why was the line 4.5 again? And you see it bet down to 3. It's 79% of the public are on the Raptors, and the line moved from 4.5 to 3. Give me the Magic in this spot. I did get them at +4 and +3.5. I like them at +3 as well, man. Give me the Magic in this spot with playoff revenge, with revenge from this year. They are 0-4 on the road this year. Raptors 5-0, but I think it's a letdown spot as well for the Raptors after scoring 132 points. They look good right now. This seems too easy for the Raptors. Give me the Magic right now, who's been playing better in their past 5 games. What you got, Junior?
I agree with a lot of the things you said. I still took the Raptors money line anyway. So again, just to repeat that parlay for the last time, I got Sixers -750, Bucks -570, Raptors -178, pays +108. So I watched that Raptors Magic game that you were talking about. And as a matter of fact, Raptors are up double digits, and for a quick second, Orlando held them scoreless for like 5 minutes and took the lead with 3.5 minutes left in that game. Orlando went up by 1 after being down double digits almost the entire game. The Raptors ended up closing out because Kyle Lowry just got aggressive. He hit a big 3, then started going to the basket. Siakam started going to the basket. The point is that game was a lot closer than 9 points, actually. That being said, I just watched, maybe it's my bias from watching the Raptors play them last year in the playoffs and earlier this season when, in the first 3 quarters out of that game where they were smacking them around. I just don't think that Orlando matches up well against them in the sense that, yeah, Orlando's offense is definitely clicking right now, but the Raptors just seem to shut them down offensively. They got a lot of problems scoring against the Raptors. Pascal Siakam is balling. I didn't like the points, which obviously is why I put them in this parlay to take those super high Sixers and Bucks money lines down and get me that +108 overall. So I just think the Raptors will probably pull it out. But if the Magic won, I wouldn't be shocked either because, again, first of all, this is like a rivalry, right? When you play somebody in the playoffs last year or the previous season, that was just like 3-4 months ago. It was not like it was like that long ago. And the Raptors really embarrassed the Magic after the Magic came and won game 1. The Raptors dominated the next 3 games. There was one of the games that they only won by 5, but the other games they won by like 19, 18, and like 20-something. So, if the Magic came out here and played their best game of the season, I wouldn't be shocked. That being said, I just think that the Raptors are just a better team and they're going to win the game.
Yeah, I can understand it. And, I mean, Magic are 0-4 on the road. They are. But lately this is what I always do. I look at the past 5 games, past 3 games, past 10 games, all that. Mainly past 5, though. I want to see how the team's been playing recently. Magic are better. They've been playing better recently, and I'm riding a wave. I got to, bro. I got to. This, like I say, revenge spot. And I was on it the last time, and it's pretty much the same line in this game, and you nailed it. Magic was scrappy in that game. That's my whole thing. They only lost that game by 9. Like you say, I mean, they took the lead. They were competitive in that first game, and it was in Toronto. And I think that Toronto was a different team, and I think they're not that same team now. You're asking Van Fleet to do a lot. Magic play really good defense. If they contain Van Fleet, and obviously Siakam, he's going to go off, but they got a lot of players to throw at Siakam, bro. I'm on the Magic tonight, bro. The only thing I hadn't played is the money line. I'm pretty sure I'll sprinkle a little bit on that. It's crazy, but I think they'll win. Because if I'm going to take the +3, I think they're going to win. I think they get their first road win tonight. Call me crazy, but line has moved in my fucking favor, and I love it. Let's get into – so we got to go a little bit faster. We got like 10 minutes left. I got 2 games left that I really like. I want to talk about this. Well, I don't really like this Pistons spot, but I don't like the Bulls right now. I'll tell you that much. It's Pistons or nothing for me. It's not a large play, but I gotta take the Pistons in this spot, and it's tough because they hadn't played in 3 or 4 days. This is a revenge spot, revenge game. Jay, I don't always take it, but in certain spots, I'm taking it. And they barely lost that game versus the Bulls the last game. The last game they had Otto Porter, he had 22 points in the game, pretty much balled out. They needed him big time. He's not in this one. It's really a big deal when you got a revenge spot and you got players that went in the first game. And then now you not only that, you got Blake Griffin in this spot. He wasn't in the last game. I gotta take the Pistons here. I mean, this is another one. What was it? -1.5. Oh, down to -1. Now a pick in my book. Pistons lost 4 straight. The Bulls then lost 3 straight. You lose to the Nets without Kyrie Irving. That was alarming there. They were favored by 3.5. Everybody named Mama hopped on the Bulls that day. They couldn't get it done versus Kyrie Irving-less Nets. If they could do it, I think the Pistons could do it. Drummond been slacking off lately. Bulls still don't have nobody to guard him. He could get going tonight. They got Griffin back. D Rose coming back. Give me a small play on the Pistons, bro. I got to take them here versus the Bulls in the spot. I'm not a fan of the Bulls. Levine hadn't looked right, really. I mean, only 11 points last game. Still, little ankle sprain still bothering him. It's Levine and Kobe White. You shut them down. Pistons don't get this dub. It's a must-win spot for them, in my opinion. You look at the quotes coming from Dwayne Casey. He's saying, hey, the last game we played good. We just didn't finish the game out. You know what I'm saying? They got to finish this one out. They barely lost that game versus the Hornets. They fought to the end. Even when they got down, they showed poise. End up losing that game pretty much off of a buzzer beater. Should have went to overtime, but it's all good. I got to take the Pistons. I got to take the Pistons here. Pistons are nothing for me. I just can't touch the Bulls here. Any thoughts on this game, Junior?
For me, it's Bulls are not. Sorry, yeah, I haven't made a play on the Bulls all season, and that's probably not going to change. Just Pistons are nothing for me. But it's more than just my dislike for the Bulls right now. It's like the Pistons haven't played since Friday. Now Blake Griffin just came back into the lineup. If you look at their last game, Luke Kennard, who's been basically their second best player other than Andre Drummond, with Blake Griffin being out, he only took 5 shots in that game. I think that's one of the reasons that they lost to the Hornets ultimately, because if you look at what he's been doing, he's averaging 18, 4, and 4. More than half of his shots per game are threes, and he's still shooting like 45% from the field. So he's really balling out. You can't let a guy like that go a full – he played like 35 minutes and had 5 shots in the whole game. Blake had 19 shots, I believe. He was like 6 for 19. I think that Dwayne Casey is one of the best coaches in the NBA, a former coach of the year when he was with the Raptors, even though they fired his ass. I think that if you give Dwayne Casey Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to practice, he's going to figure out a way to get those 2 guys working together, man. And I just think that in a coaching matchup between Dwayne Casey and Boylan, give me Dwayne Casey all day. I don't like the way that who's guarding Blake Griffin on the Bulls right now. I don't see anybody. I don't think Markkanen got nothing for Blake Griffin. Maybe what's his name from the Pacers, the lefty. I forget his name right now, but you know him, Thaddeus. Maybe Thaddeus might be able to slow him down, but not really, bro. It's Pistons or nothing for me for sure in this spot.
Exactly. And let's see. What did he say? 77 Free say sound like Jan Jr. got most of the action. Let's see. So I want to get into the chat, but I want to talk about the plays too. I saw one real good one. Somebody said something real good. Yeah, a lot of people liking the Pistons with us. Yeah, it's a revenge spot as well. And it's one guy said, we don't do teasers. Yeah, I was telling you about the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks, the Hawks. These are teams that you should be throwing in a teaser, man. Another spot this game that I'm finna get to, my best play of the day, man. Home and home spot. Like I say, this is my best spot of the day. I'm really seeing Wiggins is a game time decision. Me personally, I don't think he's gonna play. He's had the flu. Even if he does come back, I think he's gonna be rusty. Give me the Jazz in this spot, man. I'm on the Jazz in the first half and the full game, and I might end up taking the first quarter as well. Jazz gonna be absolutely pissed in this spot. It's a home and home game. They just there was a close game all game, and then Timberwolves went off on them in the fourth quarter. I like the Jazz here to exact some revenge, immediate revenge. Home and home teams don't lose to the same team back to back very often. It's very rare, especially when it's the better team. They were just laying 10 at the house, and then now got it at 2.5. Then it's up to 3.5 now, down to 3 at some spots. The whole Wiggins game time decision. Even if he does play, I don't think the Jazz, they got too much stifling defense for them, bro. 4-0 ATS last 4 after a double-digit loss. 11-4 ATS last 15 meetings in Minnesota. They're off 2 straight losses. And the last game, Donovan Mitchell went for 5 of 23. That's not happening again. The Timberwolves are only 2-4-1 ATS at the house. Okaji is questionable as well. Even though he played the last game, he questionable. He might not play. One of them going to play, Wiggins or Okaji. Both of them could play, and I'm still going to be on the Jazz, and I'm going to wait even more before I put more money on because I could possibly get a better line with the Jazz. Jazz are winning this game. Layman out as well. And one thing I did want to mention about the Bulls, Chandler Hutchinson is out as well. He was a starter for him the last game, so it's another player out for the Bulls. And like I say, I'm on the Pistons as well. And I like the Jazz here, man. I took them on the first half and the full game, and I like the first half even more because they're gonna come out immediately pissed. Had that last loss on their mind. I really like the Jazz first quarter, first half, and full game, but I'm all bets that's already in my pocket first half and the full game. Any thoughts on this game, Junior?
Not really, so I'll just be quick because I want to touch on the last game that I have. It's Jazz or nothing. I think that it's going to be really difficult for Minnesota to beat this Jazz team twice in a row. The way that they play defense, just the type of mentality that this team has. It's the same nucleus pretty much. I know Conley's a new piece, but his usage rating is actually a lot lower than you might think, even though he's the point guard on that team. Donovan Mitchell's still the guy who runs the show. Jazz or nothing for me in this spot.
Exactly. After Jazz or nothing, man. We got 2 more games. It's Houston and Denver, a spot where I can only take the under. And if I had a free bet on it, I'll be taking the Nuggets at the house. I'm not stepping in front of the Rockets, though. They won 7 straight games, 8 straight games. They're absolutely hot right now. But you see the Nuggets, I mean, they can match up well against them. They've already lost 2 home games in 6 games. They only lost 6 home games all last year. The best home team have a real good home court advantage. I'm staying away from it. I think it's going to be a playoff intensity type of game, and I think it will go under. The Nuggets have to slow down the pace. And the Celtics and Clippers, I'm not sure if that was the game that you liked, but I do think that the Celtics hadn't really been playing good over on the road. I think it's too many points for them. I think the Clippers will win, but them laying at 6 points, I think that's a bunch, man. The bench will kill the Celtics, though. Their bench will outplay the Celtics by far in this spot. We'll see if the Celtics run out of gas here. This is like the 4th game of their 5-game road trip out in the West where they really hadn't played good. Really, their best looking win is versus the Suns without Rubio. I think it's tough. And the Clippers are 6-1 ATS the last 7 versus the Celtics. So people saying that Stevens going to outcoach Doc Rivers. He actually has a leg up on Stevens. He's, you know what I'm saying? They've beaten the Celtics past 3 times as well. So, I mean, just go back and look at their previous games. Doc Rivers knows how to beat the Celtics, even with worse Clipper teams.
Yeah, I don't have a play on that game. It's a stay away for me. It would be Clippers or nothing for the simple fact that Marcus Smart hurt his ankle. I know he says that he should be okay, but you don't get helped off the court and then 48 hours later you're okay, bro. I played ball my whole life. You play ball, bro. That's not how that works, son. Even if he plays, he's not going to be at 100%. So now you're down Hayward and not fully healthy Marcus Smart on the road against the Clippers. It's going to be tough for them to come through in that spot. My last play, I got Dallas minus 4.5 in the first half of that game. I don't know if you wanted to touch on that real quick.
No, you can take it away. I can only take the under in this spot. The Warriors' offense looks absolutely terrible, even though they were making some shots last night, and they have been trying to push the pace a little bit. Their defense has been there. The offense is still absolutely terrible. The Mavericks don't really play defense, and that's the reason why I'm not laying the points with them here. I would like them earlier earlier in their game, but, I mean, the Warriors, in theory, they're supposed to get worse later in this spot. I got a sneaky feeling that Draymond Green might sit in this game. I did take the under, though, for a small play in this game, but it does scare me that the Mavericks don't really play defense. Seth Curry is out in this game. The only way I could bet this game is the under, and I got it at 217.5.
Okay, yeah, I took this spot, and this is a 100% spot play. I just think the Warriors are playing their their 3rd road game in 4 nights. I mean, that's tough for any team, especially a team that doesn't play defense anyway. The way that Luka looks right now, I think Alex Burke is in for a long, long night trying to guard Luka. I think that the Mavericks come out here. They haven't really played well at home recently, even though they had that big win at San Antonio. It's not how they've been playing recently. I think that might rejuvenate them, and they're still one of the most efficient offenses in the league. I just think that they come out here in the house early against a tired Golden State team they're playing Draymond Green at the point guard. I know he almost had a triple-double yesterday, but you don't want Draymond Green to be your point guard. He could be your facilitator in a half-court set, but he's like literally bringing the ball up like a traditional point guard for them. That's just not a good look. I'm all over the Mavs in the first half. 4.5 points is a lot to lay in the first quarter. I think they smack him around though. Golden State plays no defense whatsoever.
Yeah, I can't say, though, they have been playing defense lately. I still like that first quarter with you, but I can't say that they have been playing defense because that's the only thing they have to hang their hat on. That's the only way that they were going to beat the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are a much better offensive team than the Warriors. They shut them down completely last night defensively, and I watched that game versus the Pelicans as well. The Warriors' defense lately has been actually pretty good, and that's the only reason why I'm taking this under because they're a bad offensive team, good defense team lately, past 2 to 3 games. The Mavs are sneaky. They can play defense, but not, I don't know. I'm on the under, but it's a small play, not big for me at all. I am on the Pistons. I am on the Jazz in the first half and in the full game. I do lean to the Clippers. I might throw the money line to parlay. I'm not laying that 6 with them, but I do think they'll win. I do have a sneaky feeling that Kawhi will play tonight. I'm on the Magic plus the 3.5 and plus the 4. I still like it at the 3. I'm on the under small, the Nets and the Hornets 219.5. I like the Hawks, man, plus the 11, man. You might wait. If they try to do this Middleton bullshit, you might even get a better number, plus the 12. And I'm on the Spurs, man, in the absolute must-win spot. Their backs against the wall. They can't lose this game, man. Pop's not fucking going out like this. Let's cash all this shit. Let's get some bands tonight, man. We got to get out of here. Y'all come back and check out with us tomorrow, man. If y'all cashing with us, hit the like button, man. Show us some love on Twitter. Tell people about the show. We appreciate all you guys for tuning in. We appreciate y'all for
Jay, by the way,
J1,
I just want to say one official play that I didn't mention. I got the Raptors -1 first quarter. I forgot to mention that. I know that goes against you a little bit, but I can still win that and you win yours. So hopefully you win yours. I win mine's. Raptors -1 first quarter. Sorry to interrupt you, brother. Let's get it.
Nah, you good, bro. Hey, we got to get out all the plays for the people, recapping all the plays, man. So, you guys on the Raptors the first quarter, I like the Magic a lot today, man. The full game, though. Full game, that's the only thing I'm on. So, let's cash it. Y'all hit that like button and share the show. Go and tell everybody at the Parlay Spice about the show. Just put it on your phone, man. Tell them to hit the like button, share, retweet, all that. We appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Come and check us out again tomorrow. We gone.